Welcome back to pridefit. Today I'm doing a clothing haul for Hylete. Now, Hylete has been on my radar for quite a while now, and a couple of you were asking about this brand, and I thought, you know, it does seem like it is a good CrossFit crossover brand, so I wanted to check them out. My first impressions were that it definitely does feel a little CrossFit gym vibes. The style is a little bit gym bro-y, it's a little bit bigger sizes. The fit is not always exactly what we're looking at when we look at something like a Lululemon or an Outdoor Voices or something like that. But they did have a lot of really good pieces, so I wanted to jump right into it. I don't know why I clapped. Okay, first piece we're gonna look at is the Flexion 2 Jogger. I was actually really pleased with this jogger. It is $108. I think that for the price point, you can tell that it's super well made. The stitching is great, the zippers are really well made. The sizing of it was just a little off to me. It's a little baggy in some places and not tight enough in other places. I would say that this is kind of like a 3 out of 5 jogger. At this price point, we really should be having a jogger that we're completely happy with. $108 is not cheap by any means. So I would say that if I were to get this jogger again, I would look for it to be more in like that $70 price range. Next up, we've got the Rep short in green. So I actually really liked this short. It is a $68 short, which is right up there with our premium short brand. And I felt like the quality of the make of these shorts was pretty good. One thing that I really like about Hylete is that you have this length option of high cut, quad cut, or above the knee. You know, I had a little bit of a problem with this because I wanted to do that high cut, but there weren't a lot of sizes for it. So it's cool if they have the option, but a lot of the colors were sold out and a lot of the sizes were sold out. I wish that more companies did this though, that they would give you a little bit more freedom into what the length of your short is, because you absolutely might want a 7-inch short, but I would like a 4-inch short. So it's not that we necessarily need to be wearing a completely different line of short. We actually could be wearing the same short just with a different inseam, and I think that is one thing that Hylete does really well. This is the Incline short, and I've got some good and bad about this short. One, I think that the look of it is generally pretty nice. I love the color, I love the white stripe along the side. I think it is a well-made short, but it is $78, and that is higher than I would generally pay for any short, even if it was, you know, top of the line. And I wouldn't say that this is necessarily like the best manufactured short that I've ever had. The other thing that I want to keep in mind is that the front here does this like weird crossover board short slash workout short thing, and I don't love that. I don't love that the drawstrings are kind of like a stylistic choice for them. I think that drawstrings generally should be hidden all the time. So the idea that this is displayed prominently on this short, I don't love it. It kind of goes back to what I said in the beginning about it was this crossover of like, yeah, maybe these shorts would be really good if you lived in a tropical place, but otherwise I felt weird wearing them at the gym. For the Verge 3 short, this is actually an example of them not having that higher cut, that higher inseam. So I did go with the quad cut, and my same issue with it stands, that I think that the drawstring is weird and a little board shorty, but also the quad cut was just too long. You know, it was probably like an 8-inch inseam, and you know, I can go with a 7-inch, I can get behind that, but an 8-inch, oof, just gets to be too much for me. Maybe it's okay for you, but that was my big concern about these shorts. Moving on to the Nexus VNeck, I didn't really have much to say about this. For a $48 t-shirt, I'm like, I would want it to have multiple uses, and I don't think that it's like dressy enough to be able to wear it outside of the gym, but it is a very soft shirt. I think that the material is great for sweating in. You know, it's made out of this polyester spandex material that I think would be very light and breathable at the gym. You know, the other thing that I just don't necessarily believe in stylistically right now is that V-neck. I think that it was in for a really long time, and I think that it is out now, so it's not that it can never come back in again, but right now the idea of wearing a V-neck to the gym is pretty comical to me. Okay, the Strata Crew Fleece. I loved this piece from Hylete. I think that this was super well made. The fit of it was really nice, and I also love that it has the 2 pockets at the bottom. I know that it, you know, it shows it in the picture right here, but I didn't realize that it had pockets, and then I put it on and I was like, oh, yeah, I wanted that. You know, I subconsciously, I was like, I hope that there's some, yeah, There's a place for my hands. How great, you know? So I think that for $98, this is a little steep for a long sleeve shirt, but it's kind of more of like a sweatshirt. I wouldn't say that this is like something that you'd wear casually because it is a little bit of a thicker material. So, you know, if you're going outside, if you're going for a long run, you could potentially wear this and it would be fine because it is that thicker material, but I wouldn't wear this for everyday life. So that's just something to keep in mind. The Minimalist Tri-Blend Crew Tee. It's a t-shirt. It was fine. It fit fine. For 32 bucks, it's up to you if you want to spend that on a t-shirt. It's like, just fine. And lastly, we've got the Reflex Tank. I thought that this is a fine tank top. You know, it's made out of a decent material. Polyester is generally really good for a gym tank top, so I'm not really worried about that. I did think that the fit of it is a little off. You know, if you're getting a size small, I would expect for it to be a little bit tapered at the bottom. And it seems like it actually goes out a little bit. So I didn't love how the sizing worked for that. At $48, I think this is a fine tank top to get, but I've reviewed so many other tank tops that I think are a much better bang for your buck. So that is Hylete. Once again, you know, the more I think about it, the more I think that these clothes are just slightly overpriced for the quality that they give. You know, at this price point, I would want the style to be on par, I'd want the sizing to be on par, and I'd want them to be using really, really great materials for their clothes. And it feels like they actually are using one step below that for every single category. So if I were to make another Hylete order, I would want to really see the quality of the materials upped, and I'd just like to see them make some more interesting style choices. You know, it's very like, I'm a 35-year-old man and I'm like nervous about wearing anything fun to the gym, and like I'm just gonna wear like no patterns. Color block, you know? And I would really like for them to think a little bit more outside of the box. You know, I think that about a lot of these athletic companies, but this is just another one that I think really fits into that mold. And I don't know how Hylete differentiates themselves from other fitness companies. That is still unclear to me, and maybe if someone wants to enlighten me about that from Hylete, let me know. I'd love to chat with you. But yeah, so far, wouldn't create another order with Hylete just now. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was helpful. We're always looking for new companies to review and do clothing hauls with, just so that we can get an idea of what is the quality fitness clothes on the market that is not too expensive, that is worth the price, and that is gonna make you feel confident at the gym. So if you have any recommendations, send them my way. Otherwise, I will see you back next time.